Radio Mechanic here, and as promised, we have a follow-up on our ZD985 power cord debacle. I have sent an email off to the manufacturer, and as of yet have not had a reply, but it's still early, and I'm hoping to get something before I post this video. However, looking at this cable, there's nothing that would lead you to believe there's any problem with it. It looks well molded. It's a nice flexible cord. It's the standard computer style connector you'd find anywhere. You'd pick this up and plug it into a piece of equipment, never give it a second thought. But as stated in the video about the flashing display in the ZD985, this thing's wired backwards, and I'm going to give you a brief demonstration here. We have the bad one here on the bottom and a good one on the top. They're both clearly marked neutral, neutral, line, line. The markings are all correct. And as you know, the ground and the neutral are normally at the same potential. So I'm just going to plug that into the ground. And I'm going to plug this into the line side. Now this is plugged in. The light should illuminate. I'll go into the good unit, and sure enough, on the line side we have illumination. On the neutral side, as expected, nothing. Come down here to the neutral on the faulty plug, and we've got power. Over here on the line side, nothing. And before somebody sends me a note and says, oh, you use the same ground, of course I use the same ground. They're common. Neutral, hot, hot, neutral. Why is that a problem? Well, old graybeards like myself, and I'll bet a lot of other technicians out there, think nothing of turning off the power switch and knowing it's off, and after you've been working on the same piece of equipment for 15 years, or you know your way around, you wouldn't think twice about reaching in and making an adjustment or doing something in there. And I know that's the wrong way to do it. You should always disconnect the power. But with experience, you get to know what's safe to do generally inside of a piece of equipment. The problem with this cord is the neutral side is hot. So you turn the switch off, and all you're doing is disconnecting the neutral. The hot side is still there on the neutral side. Now, if you happen to be working on a piece of equipment where the chassis is hot, and it's not that uncommon that the neutral side is connected to ground, and, well, if it's plugged into a proper outlet that's grounded, you're probably going to blow the fuse or trip the circuit breaker. But in the United States, you still find a lot of homes, and I do mean a lot of homes, that only have two-prong outlets. They don't have the grounded outlets. And what happens is either somebody, and I'm going to pull the cord here, either somebody cuts off this grounding pin to use the piece of equipment, or they use one of these little adapters. And these little adapters are supposed to have a grounding connection here, which grounds the outlet to the box, so you end up with a grounded 3-pin outlet. The problem being, most of these houses with the two connector or 2-pin outlets don't have any ground at all. I can't tell you how many houses I've come across that the box is simply not connected. The box is supposed to be grounded, the frame of the outlet's supposed to be grounded, everything's supposed to have a ground reference. I'd probably say 60% of the older homes I go into, and by older, pre-1950s, there's absolutely no ground at all. Or in many cases, I've seen the ground and neutral, or the neutral and hot swapped, but that's another story in and of itself. So anyway, you use this cord, this faulty cord. Oh, that's the good one. You use this faulty cord to hook up your piece of equipment. Somebody's got it plugged into one of these with no ground. You touch this piece of equipment and touch some other piece of test equipment that does have a ground, you're going to get fried. So I am waiting for the manufacturer. As soon as I hear back from them, I'm going to cut this end off of this thing and find out whether it's this end or the other end that's miswired. It could be miswired on the plug end. The manufacturer's website, as you see, I'm going to put it right up here on the screen for you. They do practically nothing else but make power cords and power cables, and I have to believe they're a reputable manufacturer. I have to believe that this particular cord was just somebody having a bad day on the assembly line. All they have to do is put the wire into the machine that's molding this and putting it all together wrong, and there you have it. The wires are reversed. Like I said, it's a nice looking cable. It looks like any other computer cord you'd pick up and plug into the back of your system. So it's just kind of a heads up, guys. Be advised. This is the first one I've seen, but it is possible. So from now on, I will be checking. I will be not risking my life. I am going to check each and every time I pick one of these up and plug it in that it is indeed wired the correct way before I go sticking my fingers in there. That's it. Short and sweet. And if I hear from the manufacturer before I post this, I will post his reply in this video. Thanks for watching. Oh, if you found any of this useful, please, please, please give it a thumbs up. And subscribe. Subscribing costs absolutely nothing. It doesn't cost you anything. You're not going to get a ton of junk email. It just means my ranking goes up a little bit on YouTube, and people start coming to look at the videos. Thanks again, and see you soon.